I'm going in to cook supper, and I need 4 to 5 large carrots, so I guess that would equal maybe 2.5. Maybe with that would equal 3. Maybe that would be 4. And if I could get this big one, maybe that would equal 3 or 4. Maybe I ought to get a couple more of the little ones. I've still got the rest of this row of carrots to use up, and then we've got a few in the row ahead too. So we're still enjoying the carrots that we grew way back, planted way back in February, end of February, early March. Look at that little teeny tiny one. Not even enough for a bite on that one. I got the carrots all washed up and chopped up, put it here in this bowl, and I'm going to tell you about what I'm going to make. It's something I've never made before. It is a recipe in mine and Jim's cookbook, Celebrating Southern Appalachian Food. I'll put that link in the description if you want to jump over and look at it. But it's one of Jim's recipes. That's why I've never made it before. But I know it's going to be good. You think of beef stew. I usually do my beef stew in the crock pot. I put it in the morning, let it cook all day. But this is a stew, oven stew. It's the nice simple oven stew. It is very simple once you get all the ingredients gathered up. And put it in the oven. So it cooks in the oven. Takes 2 hours instead of like the crock pot that I would do all day. And usually we don't eat that late. Usually I'd be aiming to start serving here pretty quickly, but Matt is gone hunting, so he's up in the woods. He won't be back till after dark. I'm going to get this fixed up and put it in the oven, let it be cooking. Really all I need to go with it is a pound of cornbread, a cake of cornbread as we would say. Maybe I'll open a jar of pickled beets. That'd be really good with it, or chow chow or something like that. It'll be a really simple meal, but really hearty too. So now I'm going to tell you all about it. Simple oven stew. You're going to need 1/4 cup of flour, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 1/4 teaspoon black pepper, 2 pounds of stew meat cut into 1-inch cubes. I bought mine already cut at the grocery store, but it looks about like that. 3 to 4 tablespoons of canola oil is what Jim uses. I don't have that, so I'm using olive oil. 4 to 5 medium potatoes peeled and cut into chunks. I had some of the potatoes that we grew this year. A lot of ours are not big. Some of them were down to the ones that are getting small now, so it took more than that, but still, you got potatoes there. 1 large onion cut into slices. I got that. 4 to 5 large carrots cut into chunks. That was what I was getting outside. 2 ribs of celery cut into chunks. 1 package of onion soup mix. Now, and 3 cups of water. 3 cups of water. And that's all the ingredients. So I bought some onion soup mix, like a large quantity, about 1 quart from like an all-natural kind of place. So I just Googled how much is in 1 envelope of the Lipton, and it said 1.9 ounces. So I had a scale. I measured that out. I've got it right here. And then I measured, I thought, well, I wonder how much that really is. So it's a scant 1/4 cup, almost 1/4 cup, but not hardly. So, but if you just have the envelopes, you won't need to worry about measuring. And then the 3 cups of water I said. So the first thing is we're going to mix the flour, salt, and pepper in a paper bag, Jim says. I might have a paper bag, but I'll probably just use a Ziploc. Add the meat and shake it around so that it can coat. And then we're going to put the oil in the pan. I've got a pan heating over there. We're going to brown it on all sides, and then we're going to place it in a large casserole. I'm just going to use one of my cast iron Dutch ovens there. Then we're going to add the potatoes, the carrots, the celery, the onion soup mix, and the water. I think I might mix mine together and then pour it over. And then we're going to cover and cook at 325 degrees for 2 hours, or until meat and vegetables are tender. Sounds super easy, doesn't it? So let me get a bag to dredge the meat first, and then we'll go over to the stove. I like to reuse my bags a couple of times, so this one that I've washed, we'll just use it. I hope it don't have any holes in it, because sometimes that happens to me. Put the flour, the salt and pepper. And then we'll we'll go over to the stove. I hope I hadn't let my pan get too hot. I have. It's pretty hot. I ought to set it off for just a minute. Okay, I'm going to start. Now I need to probably let it heat back up a little. Maybe I'll just go for it. I probably should have just left it. You could add, I'm sure, any kind of seasonings you'd like to if you want something spicier than salt and pepper. Okay, we'll let those brown and then we'll continue. I've got it browned pretty good. Now I'm going to start transferring it to my Dutch oven and then we'll put the rest of the recipe together. I think I'm going to try to scrape all that good flavor there and add it to the pot along with that oil. And then we'll be ready to add the rest of the ingredients. I just can't bear to leave all that flavor there though. Okay, now all we got to do is add the rest of the stuff together. I'll just pour the carrots and I don't know, maybe I'll do a little bit of both. Add some onions. That was mostly carrots. Get some of the potatoes in there. Try to mix it up a little. It's definitely going to be a full pot. It smells delicious. I'm going to add my little onion soup mix to the water here and stir it up a little bit. I'm spilling about half of it as usual on the counter. Get something to get the rest of it out. It really smells good now with all that wonderful onion flavor. Okay, I'm going to put the lid on it, put it in the oven. Okay, I think that's really going to be good. I think it's going to be delicious. I'll make my cornbread here in a little bit once it gets done, and I think that'll be a really good meal. I'll get some pickles out. I'll be sure to show you, though, how it turns out. I think we're about ready to eat. Matt's back. No luck. Had no luck. But he's hungry, though, so this should be really, really good. I decided I'd get out. I got out some beets like I said I was going to, and then I decided I would open a jar of our canned coleslaw. We loved it so much last year. I thought it would go really good with this. I've got to have just a little bite to see if it's as good as last year. Really good. Last year we ate it a lot like this, just out of the jar, but then we also drained it. Really, there's not much moisture in it, but drained it and then mixed it with mayonnaise. It was good like that too. So we'll enjoy some of that. Then I've got to get the oven stew. It smells really good. Look pretty good?
Yeah.
You hungry from your big hunt?
I'm starving to death.
May have to dig down in there to get you some meat. There you go. Bet you can guess how I'm going to eat mine. I'm going to get it and crumble my cornbread up and put it all over top of it. Get some of that wonderful juice down in there. Very filling on a night like tonight that's kind of later than usual, and then dark outside and a little bit chilly. It's supposed to get colder by the end of the week, but it's a little chilly outside. Still ain't really cold, but much cooler than we've been having though. Get me some of that. I guess I'll have to get some of the beets too. Now, see how Jim's stew is, which I know it'll be good. It's basically like you would make beef stew anytime. Just doing it in the oven is the only difference. I'll get me a little bite of carrot too. And potato, meat. Coleslaw is really good too. I will link to the video where I showed how to make the coleslaw. And if you try Jim's recipe, I hope you really like it. You could dress it up in all sorts of ways. You could use different vegetables. You could use different spices. You could do anything, but that's just the basic, kind of a basic one, but it's really good. Just a different way to make beef stew than my usual making it in the crock pot. I hope you enjoyed seeing this recipe. I'm always glad when you stop by to help me celebrate Appalachia.